On this episode of System Integrators Weekly, time is running out and supply is running short. So if you're looking to get a PC before Christmas, let's look at a few options. All that and more on this episode of System Integrators Weekly.
Let's go, nerds!
Hello everyone, I'm Braethorn. Welcome to SI Weekly. And yes, time is running out very quickly, as it does. What you're going to see in this video is going to be similar to the last one. This is how it always gets during the holidays. I focus on ready to ship systems. If you don't see a system integrator in here that I usually cover, they don't have anything right now. So it's not as far as I could see. So it's pretty much boiled down to about 4 SIs in this one. Also, as a bonus, we have a new disclaimer in this video. So nothing serious, just adding something to the disclaimers. So if you don't listen to those usually, you should this time, just to see what's different. It's a mystery. I do want to remind you guys, by the way, that there is a PC giveaway going on right now. And that's the one that I built live on stream right there. So make sure you get into that. There's 6 days left, and it is currently, as I record this, the 17th. So make sure you get yourself into this giveaway. The link is in the description, and please go check that out. Get throw your name in the hat. Who's it gonna hurt? Go for it. Give it a shot. But if you're not looking to rely on a giveaway, which you shouldn't do, and if you're looking to get something for yourself or somebody else, then this is the vid for you. And we will be taking a look at 4 different system integrators and seeing what they have ready to ship right now. So let's do that. After I let you know this video is sponsored by VIP CDK Deals, of course. The best place to go when you want to get yourself an OEM Windows license to get rid of that annoying watermark and unlock all the customization Windows has to offer. So instead of paying well over $100 for a retail version of Windows, you can get an OEM key for a fraction of the price. Plus, you can use my code BRAE25 to get a nice fat discount off of the already discounted price. Keep in mind that this is an OEM key that gets attached to this system and cannot be used with another one or if you change your hardware. Make sure you get the right key for your operating system. For more information on how to use CDK Deals, click the link in the description saying here's how it works, and I'll walk you through the whole thing. Thank you, CDK Deals, for continuing to support the channel. First off, a few important disclaimers. This video is being filmed on December 17th, 2023. Any pricing and availability that you see in this video is very likely going to change if you're not watching it the day it releases. It might even change because we release them usually the day after. So we're going to see what options there are, and but that's going to change. And if you find something that you like, but that disappears, you know what? I'm streaming again where I'm helping people find things that are right for them. Currently, I'm planning on doing this on this Tuesday, the 19th, and Thursday, the 21st of December at 8 p.m. Central Time. It's really cool because even if you don't get if your name doesn't come up on the list, because there's a lot of people who threw their name on the list to get help, you get to see the process where the questions that I ask and the process I go through to help people decide. So you can literally apply that to yourself, and it works. The system works, okay? Next disclaimer is that you're gonna hear opinions, and opinions are fine and good, and I've thought a lot about mine and developed them over a long period of time. If you disagree, that's totally fine. Please let me know politely in the comments below, or in the Discord, which is also linked in the description below. Next, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to buy. What I'm doing is providing you with information and my opinions so that you can form your own opinions and also make an informed decision when you make your purchase. And one last one. It is a new one. Though I do talk about pre-builts in these videos, I'm all about DIY as well. And if you're on the fence between going DIY or going pre-built, you may want to consider taking the leap and going DIY because it will save you money. You do pay extra for the benefit of having someone else build the PC, warranty the PC, test it, do all of that stuff for you. That is a service that you pay for, and it costs you more. So if you build it yourself, your money can go more towards your specs and get better specs, or you can save money and spend less on your PC while getting the same specs that you would with a pre-built. So just keep that in mind. If you don't want to do DIY, you're in the right place. We talk about pre-builts and they're totally fine. I just wanted that message is just for people who are not too sure about it. Now, really quick, something I want to touch on is the rumor mill right now, and these are leaks and rumors, and they're of dubious reliability, trustworthiness, but these tend to be pretty close to the truth. We know on January 8th that Nvidia is going to be announcing their, according to this leak, Nvidia is going to be announcing their super cards, the 4070 Super, 4070 Ti Super, which is super stupid name. It's a Ti or it's a Super. You got to pick, guys. Come on. And the 4080 Super. And then supposedly they're going to launch in January. Now, this is something that you should probably keep in mind if you can wait, if you're not in a hurry. The 8th, which is day 0 of CES, they're going to be announcing this. Maybe. That's what the leaks say, and from a pretty reliable one. So now they also leaked the estimated performance differences, and this is pretty much what they are, which is, I think it was like 14% or so from the 4070 to the 4070 Super, about 15% from the 4070 Ti to the 4070 Ti Super, and maybe like, I think it was like 8% or something, 5 to 8% for the 4080 to 4080 Super. So not a huge difference. Yeah, if you're in that upper mid range, 4070 or 4070 Ti range, maybe wait. Here's what I'm thinking. If Nvidia goes the Paragon route, not their common route, okay? If they go the Paragon route, they're going to slot these cards in at the current cards prices and drop the pricing of the 4070, 4070 Ti, and 4080. It's also not a dumb thing to do, because right now, the 7900 XTX, the AMD Radeon card, that card beats the 4080 in many regards for less money. If they want to compete, they need to try a little bit. So that would be the smart thing to do. Get the 4080 down to $1,000. It's still not a good price. It's still a bad price, and it'll still be getting beat by the 7900 XTX, but they could do it and then make the 4080 Super $1,200. Maybe don't do that either. Make it at $1,100 and drop the 4080 down to $900. Try being on that side of things, Nvidia. That's just my thoughts on the super cards. Like, if you're thinking maybe like you can wait, if you're not in a hurry, you're not trying to get something for holidays, this video is going to be very entertaining. You should stick around and watch it anyway, but it's not really for you. This is for people who are in a rush. They want something fast. They want it in a week or less, or they want it before Christmas. And that's what this is for. So it's okay if that's not you. As I mentioned earlier, when it comes to this time of year, there's only so much we can do. I don't cover where you can configure a PC, do custom PC stuff, because you're not going to get that in time for the holidays. I just cover stuff that is ready to ship right now. Usually iBUYPOWER is in the game for this, but in this case, we also have a couple of boutique builders in the game that I have talked about in recent videos, but they're just keeping up with things, so they are doing it right. They have stuff ready to ship, so we're going to talk about them. The first one we're going to do is we are going to cover iBUYPOWER, because their ready systems are generally my main recommendation when it comes to getting something fast. And I'm talking about, it's the 17th right now, and we'll look at these dates right now on each of these PCs, but it says delivery by Wednesday the 20th. It's Sunday the 17th. That's fast, okay? They pack their systems incredibly well. They're very good at this. This is what they do best. I will say, though, I've been told directly from iBUYPOWER, they are starting to run low on ready systems. Good news on that front, though, for ready systems, code Braethorn is back. So let's sum this up really quick, how the code works, okay? If you're looking at a system that is over $999, so $1,000 or more, you use code Braethorn and you get $50 off. If it is over $19.99 and use code Braethorn, you get $100 off, up until where you get to $3,000. Once you're over $29.99, just use code RDY200. That's not my code, but hey, if you're spending that much, go for it, and you will get $200 off that system. And so let's take a look at those systems and see exactly what is in stock. Now we're looking at a pretty good range here, starting at $1049. So even this system, which is the cheapest on the list, would qualify for using code Braethorn and getting $50 off, and that basically makes it $1,000. And then we go up to about $3349. On this system, you would use code RDY200, but you shouldn't buy this system. Nobody should buy this system, and I'll tell you why once we get to it. Do not buy this system. So let's just run through these really quick. So this one here, Gaming RDY Slimmer 214. It's a Ryzen 7000 series system, so, you know, Zen 4, socket AM5, all that good stuff. This is very much something that has a solid upgrade path. The next generation of AMD CPUs is going to be compatible with this motherboard, and perhaps the one after that as well. So if you're the type that thinks, you know what, I'd like to get into DIY, maybe upgrading my PC in a couple of years, maybe getting a new CPU in there, whatever, because you can see some pretty good generational uplifts in performance doing that, you might want to go AMD. And this is an all AMD system. In fact, it's an all 7600 system with a Ryzen 5 7600 and a Radeon RX 7600. 16 gigs of DDR5. And check this out. They do tell you that it is dual channel right there. And a 1 terabyte drive, all that good stuff. And then you get the Avatar Frontiers of Pandora bundle with that. And, you know, there's not a lot of upgradability here because of the power supply being at 600 watts, but 600 watts is more than adequate for the CPU and GPU that we have here. This is a decent starting system here. It's going to give you some decent performance. Yes, it has a glass front panel, but I have tested a system in a case similar to this, and it had slightly, you know, higher end parts, like more heat generating parts, and it ran fine. It did not thermal throttle. Taking off the front panel did improve temperatures on the GPU though. Moving up by $100, you're looking at same CPU, okay, but you're going from a Radeon RX 7600 to a GeForce RTX 4060 Nvidia card. Okay, the rest looks like it's pretty darn similar. Main difference is going to be that GPU. The performance is a little, it can vary, but it's a little higher on the Nvidia card on some games and equivalent on others. But if you do want to dip your toes into ray tracing, you know, and enabling that in your games, you're going to want to go with the Nvidia card. But these both have AV1 encoding, which matters if you want to stream on YouTube. They allow for AV1, which is great, especially if you're trying to stream and you don't have very high upload with your internet service provider. Next one's $12.99. So basically, we went up another $150 here. And this one is a pretty big jump in performance for that 150 bucks. It's an Intel Core i7 13700F on a B760 motherboard with Wi-Fi. GeForce RTX 4060 Ti, so you get the little Ti added onto there, which can be, you know, can make a difference for sure. Probably the same exact 1 terabyte M.2 drive, tower cooler, all that good stuff. Probably the same power supply. Just take a quick glance to see that, and it's 700 watts. So you get an upgrade in your power supply as well. Once you start to stack these upgrades, I mean, you're talking about a 16-core processor with a 13700F versus that 6-core 7600. 8 of those are efficiency cores and 8 are performance cores, but you're going to see some big performance jumps here, though you cannot overclock this CPU, which is fine for most people, and also it does not have an iGPU. So if you're planning on getting into video editing, when it comes to an iBUYPOWER ready system, you better just stick with an AMD PC. Now, this one is probably one that I would recommend strongly. This one's in the new Trace 7 Mesh Pro RGB case, and it has that really nice mesh front panel. I got to see this thing at CES last January, and it's really well made. It felt really well made, and I was so excited to see this thing hit the ready systems. And there it is. I've even seen a system I believe I saw a system at Best Buy with this front panel, and I was like, it's happening. It's happening, guys. As for the specs, though, you're looking at a Ryzen 7 7700X, so a solid step up from the 7600, 240 millimeter all-in-one liquid cooler, and that's from Deepcool. 32 gigs of DDR5 5600, so you're also getting 32 gigs of RAM. 4070 is the GPU here, so you're getting into 1440p gaming, and some video editing, things like that. 12 gigs of VRAM on that, which is nice. And 1 terabyte M.2 drive is fine at this price point. And a 700 watt power supply is adequate for what they're doing. Now, what I don't like to see in here, and what makes me say I kind of recommend this one, is the motherboard. It is a micro ATX motherboard. It's a nice one. It is a nice motherboard. Okay, it's got some nice features on it, but it's micro ATX in a full ATX case. You can't actually see it. So honestly, it doesn't look too bad because it's a black case and a black motherboard. So you can't really tell that there's this huge gap at the bottom and there's just cables hanging down. You can see the cables, but because it's kind of hidden there, you probably won't really notice. But the other problem with an MATX motherboard is that you don't have as much expandability. Like you might not be able to fit a capture card on there because of the GPU size. You know, who knows? And also you lose out on extra M.2 sockets because you're cutting off a huge chunk of the motherboard where those sockets would probably be. So that makes it more difficult to add in storage. So you might have one more, but as it is, you get 1 terabyte of storage. So really the motherboard choice kind of killed this system for me, but that's me. That's my opinion. If you would never open up your PC and add storage or add a capture card because you're never going to stream, it's never going to matter to you. So yeah, you decide for yourself whether you think that's worth it or not. You do get $50 off this system with my code. So hey, if that helps, makes it $14.99. Not bad for the combo that you're getting here, 4070 and 7700X. So now for $18.99 here, apparently $500 off, we have a system in the Y60. If you were like wanting the Y60 case, here's a pre-built that already has it. It's a little bit out of balance in my opinion with having, you know, a 13900KF. However, you got an Asus Z790 motherboard, RTX 4070. That's the thing. The CPU and the GPU I think are a little out of balance. I would prefer to see like a 4070 Ti in this, but I mean, then it would be more expensive, right? Because that costs more. But one nice thing is you're getting a 2 terabyte M.2 drive with this, so you get extra storage. You get 32 gigs DDR5 6000, so higher frequency memory right there, and a 360 millimeter all-in-one liquid cooler, and it's a sweet looking system. So if that's what you're looking for, you found it. The only thing is, if you're trying to get anything for content creation, skip over this. In fact, skip over any Intel ready system. If you're trying to do content creation, just find something else, because I don't recall ever seeing iBUYPOWER get the non-F SKU for an Intel processor for their ready systems. This F means it is not suited for content creation, including the one that's labeled creator. Okay, here's another one, 13700KF 4070 Ti. See, this is a better balance right here, in my opinion. 13700KF and a 4070 Ti will work really well together for doing really high refresh rate, 1440p gaming, or very high refresh rate, 1080p gaming. But 1440p is where I would use this thing. 2 terabyte drive, 32 gigs DDR5, 5600. Okay, so this is in the Y40 case, and so is this one down here, so is this one here, and so is this one here. They have a lot of Y40 systems here, and once you start getting up to really high-end parts, it can be a little bit restrictive for airflow, but not like to where it's not going to work or anything. It'll work fine. Now, what you want to consider, if you're looking at this one, you might want to just pop right down to this one here instead and go for this, because this one is $50 more, but you're getting a 14700KF, and although I said 14th gen Intel is just a refresh, the i7 actually got a decent upgrade where it got 4 extra efficiency cores. That gets it really close to the i9. And you're also looking at an upgrade on the RAM to a higher frequency of DDR5 6000. Same 2 terabyte M.2 drive, and 240 millimeter AIO. I would have put a 360 on this. It can take a 360 AIO on the top. I would have put that on the i7s, but not the worst thing. It'll run on that. I mean, yeah, you may look at a cooler upgrade at some point. And then there's a special one here, the special promotion here for the Mori Calliope collaboration, and this one adds $100, but it puts it up to an i9. That's the main upgrade here. Also, look at that, 360 millimeter AIO with the Mori Calliope bundle included, which I guess I should look at what that is. And you get stuff. You get like a wall scroll and a desk mat, and whatever that is. It's like little collectibles and stuff. That's super cool if you're a fan. Yet again, though, what are we seeing? We're seeing this on a $2,200 system. Just get the non-F SKU, guys. As I like to say, get the F out of there. I don't think it was worth it. But then, like, that's not a huge deal, because this, you know, it could, for someone who's just gaming, maybe streaming, be fine, I guess. There are some losses there too, but nothing crazy. I'm really, for video editing is where you really you'll notice anything. But this right here is the crime. This is the one. This is the thing. I've been talking about this. Like, I say it when I see a label on something. If you take the time to label something, if you choose to label something as being for a purpose, like for creators, for content creation, you don't then hobble it by putting a CPU in there that can't do quick sync. it's not well thought out, basically, to me. So this name, either basically iBUYPOWER, my advice, take off this name. It's probably the way easier thing to do. Just take off the creator thing. Put gaming ready, because that's what this is. This is ready for gaming. It is not ready for creation. But 13900KF and 4090 in this system. Hard to find those right now. We'll get into that a little bit later. 32 gigs DDR5 6000. It's not really by choice, but I'm using 32 gigs right now of RAM. I run out of that really quick in Premiere Pro, I'll tell you that. But then 2 terabyte M.2 Gen 4, that's nice, and a 360 millimeter AIO. So they're doing their best to cool it, but I still right here, this, no, get the F out of there. And these are already built. They're already built and in the box. That's the whole purpose of ready to ship. But tons of awesome gaming systems here, period. So before I move on, one last reminder, get into this giveaway. It's free, costs you nothing. Get in there, do the steps, get your entries, get in on this giveaway, because I put a lot of work into building this thing, and they're, you know, it's going to be fully warranted and everything, but I built it live on stream. It's super rad, and someone's going to win it. It could be you. Now, we're coming back to PowerGPU, and as you can see, once you click the in-stock filter, there's not much here. They've done a good job of selling their stuff out. PCs on their way to people who are going to be very happy with what they get, and that's awesome. But what I wanted to look at was this special edition right here. And this is high budget. This is a big ticket item, but it is tasty. That's for sure. Now, you might be looking at this and being like, $5,000? That's a lot of money. Well, believe me, I had even just last Thursday when I had the stream, people, I can show you this, the spreadsheet right now. There are people with this kind of budget. Okay. And this is a boutique builder. That is what PowerGPU is. They're awesome. They're really good at what they do, and they're great to their customers and all that. And it's not often that they have something like this, because their Power Elite series, or their Power series, is all in black cases with black components. This card right here, this Asus ROG Strix RTX 4090 OC in white, it's a unicorn right now. Okay, you want to know what this thing runs at retail right now? I'll show you. Here it is at Newegg, from a third-party seller, of course, but for $3,400. eBay, $2,750, $2,875, $3,400. Yeah, I mean, this person has 54 ratings with 100%. They actually have the thing. 230. I mean, they could be fake ratings. I don't know. Okay, don't go buy these, please. They're way overpriced. But there is more to this system than just that GPU. So you're looking at the Asus TUF GT502 case. It's an awesome looking case, and it has some really cool features to it, but it's essentially a dual chamber case, and they went all white with the components. So you have a Deepcool LT720 white AIO. You have an i9-14900K processor. So, hey, look at that. No F in the processor. Nice. I like to see that. Z790 Edge Wi-Fi from MSI, the MPG Z790 Edge DDR5. So that DDR5 RAM is Corsair Vengeance RGB, DDR5 6000 C30. So that's low latency, high frequency. It's a good kit of RAM. We have a 4 terabyte. Oh, Jesse, dude, you're killing me, man. A 4 terabyte Western Digital Black SN850X. Like, you don't need 4 terabytes. The average person doesn't need 4 terabytes yet. Unless you have a lot of AAA games on Steam and you're trying to download all of them. Even then, you'll use half of this. So that's awesome. I love to see that is an expensive drive. Like, the parts list here, the bill of materials for this system, it is expensive. And then add quality build, warranty added on top of that. Yeah, you're looking at a pretty good system here. Plus, Be Quiet Pure Power 12 1000 watt, ATX 3.0, so PCIe 5.0 native. But this GPU, it really is a unicorn. Like, those are so overpriced right now at retail. But looking at some of these other parts here, you're not getting a huge markup on that GPU. Also, you can get 50 bucks off of anything over at or any system over at PowerGPU using code Braethorn. Hey, bonus. There you go. But the other systems here, you got the Frostbite. This is one that has no GPU included with it, which just says if that's something you're looking for, cool. They have it. It's $599, down from 900 bucks. There you go. And then of course the standard Power Elite. And look, you have to look at this though. Okay, you're looking at going from like an MSI version of the GPU to the ROG Strix in white, all the parts being in white, case being white, all these things being in white. Some of them actually do cost more for being in white, but that Strix card in white, it is one of the most sought after GPUs for anyone looking for a high budget system. So, okay, there you go. Now let's take a quick peek at Meta PCs for their ready to ship, which they told me themselves. They're like, hey, we're adding more right now. We're trying to add as many as we can before the holidays. And anything that says something like pre-order, they'll either tell you when it's going to ship, or if it says pre-order without a date, it means that like they're not going to take your money unless it's something that they can actually make for you. They're not waiting on some kind of shipment that might not ever arrive, and then you're stuck waiting for your PC. I kind of like the Apollo over here with the 14600 KF and the RTX 4060 Ti. It's not bad. It's not a bad system. I guess the content creator me always just cringes regardless whenever I see the F SKU, but it's whatever. This is already a discounted system. Plus, by the way, you do get a discount with code Braethorn here. That's a new thing with Meta PCs, but we do have that. But also I noticed that you basically have a boot drive for your operating system, then a 1 terabyte drive for like game storage or whatever. I generally would rather see like a single drive so that that second slot doesn't get taken up with a 1 terabyte. So that person could get a 2 terabyte or something like that. But it's a terabyte and a half, and for a lot of people that's going to be fine. So I'll just shut up about that because I sometimes have, unrealistic expectations for that. But I hope Meta doesn't order any more 500 gig M.2 drives. I hope those are not part of their Meta anymore. But it's cool that they're including more storage with that. And if you look at the system down here, which is a $898 system, it's a budget system. It has a 1 terabyte drive. So they're not shorting people on storage. They just did a thing here where you have 2 drives and you have a terabyte and a half. Let me make one thing really clear right now. People have asked me about Cyberpower PC because they seem to, in a lot of people's minds, they're very similar to iBUYPOWER. It seems that way, but their priorities are all different. Okay, if you watch the LTT Secret Shopper video where they're doing the customer service calls, the tech support calls, it is night and day between Cyberpower and iBUYPOWER. So yeah, they probably have some systems that are like ready to ship. You're not going to get as good support as you will with iBUYPOWER. Cyberpower PC proved that, and so did iBUYPOWER. Like, I don't cover Cyberpower PC. A lot of the SIs I have covered in the past just don't have ready to ship as part of their business model, or they do, and there was not really anything in there that I saw. So we're going to take a look at Alexander PCs as we did before, and some of these have sold. You see, bam, gone. Some of them are going, but there's a lot of systems here up for grabs, including something that's essentially an Auxilia with a 4060 ready to go right there, and some other different features as well. I do love this effect where when you hover, the RGB turns on. That's really sick, or off, as the case may be. But there's a pretty good range of systems here, price-wise, from $1,378 all the way up to $7,800 for the full Evangelion build. I mean, this thing is absolutely nuts with custom artwork on it. I mean, it's one of one. Okay, I really want to know who's gonna buy this thing because it's super cool. This like console style system with a 7800X 3D and a 7800 XT. It's gonna perform really well. Like, it'll handle 1440p gaming, 1080p gaming, like all day long, and it's just like so innocuous. It's like non-threatening. Lots of airflow too. Let's see, 7800X 3D with 7800 XT in a standard form factor case with a really nice white case. The Sapphire Pure card in white, really gorgeous. And generally, what they try to do is, if it's a white case, they try to get a white GPU. Do you know how hard that is? White GPUs are not easy to come by. Oh, that Zotac card looks good there in white as well. 13900 KS, 4090, 5148. Now, with any Alexander PC's system, you can get 50 bucks off anything on the site, including this one that's 1378 with code BRAE, B-R-A-E. I love this black and orange. It looks super sick. 13600K with a 4070 for 2258 minus $50 is 2208. There you go. Now, another thing about Alexander PCs that you almost never see from SIs is the lifetime warranty. Figure that into the cost. Go ahead. Boutique builder, great tech support, and a lifetime warranty. What's not to like? I'm just loving to see these AMD cards in here because they've just been proven to have really good performance. 2 more systems with that combo, 7800X3D and the 7800XT. So there are several of these, essentially just different coolers, slightly different coolers, motherboards, things like that, but all with the right colorway. Everything matching on the colorway. Just really, really nice. Like, essentially, this PC costs less. All four of these, you know, Ryzen 7 and 7800 XT, all 4 of these systems cost less than this one with the 13600K and the 4070, and the 7800 XT Radeon card has been shown to outperform the 4070 in many cases. So there you go. But moving on from that, of course, we have a bunch of high-end stuff here. Tons of high-end white systems. This thing, all 4 of these white systems have 13900KSs and 4090s. Okay, like this is the only one right here that does not have a white 4090 in it. The rest of these all have this silver and white Zotac card, which just looks sick. Look at it with the RGB on right there. Just so nice. Anywhere where Alexander PC is putting in the fans, they're going to be the Lee and Lee fans, which makes a lot of sense. Easier troubleshooting, easier installation, easier cable management. So, what is this one? Looks like it has custom art on it. The Pirate Life collection. So if you're a fan of Assassin's Creed, Black Flag, there you go. Hand painted and ready to go. At Alexander PCs, you're going to have options all the way from budget options up to top tier, top budget, high price, top end components. But they pay extra attention to the aesthetics. I mean, they do a great job of that. You got, you know, streamer cables in these to give you extra RGB, all the little things to dress it up to really make it pop. Okay, guys, I know that wasn't much for this one. That's kind of the point. Systems are running out in some places, but for those of you who are like shopping right now and you're not in a hurry, you can kind of ignore this part. You might find some good deals, but there are new GPUs that are likely coming out early next year that might mean some price drops or just whatever. It's definitely something to consider. It's something I want you to consider. I don't want you to ignore stuff like that because you may feel one way now, but in 3 weeks, you might feel a completely different way when certain announcements come out. It is closer than you think. And as far as planning is going right now, both Cuddles and I should be going to CES to get some content there and cover that there. Mostly CES is valuable for us to be seeing some of the new stuff from manufacturers, things like that, make connections and plan content, things like that. That's the main reason to go to planning content outside of CES, you know. But I do have already one really cool interview planned, and I can't wait for that with some true bros, and it should be a really good interview. But you know, it's going to be a good time, and I'm feeling like 2024 is going to be an amazing year for content. Like, get subscribed and thank me later. that's the vibe. All right, but that's gonna be it for this one, guys. If you have any questions or anything, any comments, anything like that, guess what? We have a section just for that right down there. And between here and that section I was talking about, there's a little button with a little thumbs up. If you would hit that, it actually really, really does help. So I'd appreciate it. Anyway, I'll see you guys on Tuesday here or on Twitch because I'm going to stream on both. If you want to see what that stream is like, the last one is still, the VOD is still up right here on the channel. If you want to go check that out, see what it's like, and maybe help you get prepared for when you're going to get help for yourself. But Tuesday and Thursday, we're here, 8 p.m. Central, and I hope to see you there. And then until then, take care.